Nerdy for 30. It's me, your boy C, the host. Most of the things right here on Paprika, man, and we're keeping this Nerdy for 30 train right on rolling. If this is your first time listening to one of these, man, we 30 Paprikans. We put our lists together. We did a mastermind, and we figured out the rankings of what the MCU movies, all 30 of them, from worst to best. We're unveiling one a day for the month of January for 2023. Trying to get your year started off right here, man. Today's joint, number 25, is Thor. Let's check out this tagline. 2 worlds, 1 hero. Kind of basic, kind of simple. We'll give it a C. Solid C. Against his father Odin's will, the mighty Thor, a powerful but arrogant warrior god, recklessly reignites an ancient war. Thor is cast down to earth and forced to live amongst humans as punishment. Once here, Thor learns what it takes to be a true hero when the most dangerous villain of his world sends the darkest forces of Asgard to invade Earth. Listen, man, Thor's not great. It is this man's humble opinion that Thor is bottom tier MCU. Phase 1, I think you can still kind of chalk up to them trying to figure it all out. But they did want to take that fantasy bend with Thor because that is the most common sense way to approach this character. He is the most fantastical of the Avengers. Bring in Kenneth Branagh to give it a Shakespearean type feel because Kenneth Branagh hasn't done anything Shakespeare related in quite some time, but that's kind of what he's known for, right? Him and the Bard get along quite well. They mesh quite well, and he brought that Shakespearean type sensibility to Loki, especially how Loki's story is crafted as the behind the scenes manipulator, almost Iago-ish from Othello. In how he kind of manipulates things in the background, almost like Lady Macbeth as well. You get some elements of that in Thor. And Thor, of course, meeting with Jane Foster kind of humanizes him, opens him up to the world of mortals, because when you're an immortal, you don't just have the same thoughts on life or the same zest or zeal, or not zeal, because Thor has plenty of that. You don't have the. Life is very fleeting to us humans in their eyes, and they don't have the same value placed on life, I guess you could say. And Jane Foster, and by extent, Eric Selvig and Darcy, kind of help show Thor the human side of him, as it were, for lack of a better word. It still doesn't make any sense how he meets this woman and immediately falls in love with like 2 days later, but that's kind of how romance goes in movies, right? Like Thor's on Earth for all of 3 days maybe, and he is sprung on some Jane Foster. We also get a good bit of Coulson in here. He kind of pops up a little bit there. Shield making an appearance. And the Destroyer, a good Thor character as well. Odin, I think Anthony Hopkins is a perfect choice for that cast. The movie it's got elements like Thor and Thor: The Dark World have elements of good movies. Just the execution in these earlier phase movies wasn't quite there. They do make the Bifrost look beautiful. I love how they imagine the Bifrost. But Thor is still starting out on shaky ground in the MCU. It's a phase 1 movie. I think it's like a 2010, 2011 joint. They weren't quite there yet. Thor was the one that took a while to really get all the pieces together to understand how to put this character and how to translate him to screen. But shaky start for our boy Thor. But that's going to do it for this Nerdy for 30. We'll be back in 24 of the hours. Keep this train on rolling right here on Paprika.